Well, that's not the finish that I saw coming, folks. The All Blacks, how did you not win this one? England, how did you come back and win that one? 25-25. It's a draw between England and New Zealand, folks. We're going to go through some key events and stats. I'm still a bit confused as to what I've just seen. It's such a weird game. It's bookended by like a great start, a great finish, and then some stuff in between. But anyway, we'll go through it. You guys can let us know your thoughts. If you're an England fan in a celebratory mood, check out England Rugby Store down in the description. They got loads of England gear for you. You might be in a mood to celebrate after this one. I said great start. When I say great start, I mostly mean from New Zealand. Papali'i gets a try on 4 minutes, intercepts a Van Poortvliet pass. It's a line-out move England have got going, and Van Poortvliet, I think, needed to abort when he saw the bleached head of Papali'i running into the passing channel, but he keeps on flowing with the line-out move. I guess it's just one they've practiced that many times he couldn't pull out of it. Or maybe somehow I didn't see him, but it's a gift for Papali'i. What a read, though. I don't want to take any credit away from him. He's got the gas to go over from like 20, 30 metres. 7 points to 0 for the ABs. And then when a scrum penalty goes the ABs' way, they line out, they maul, and Cody Taylor goes over on 9 minutes. So 14-0 is a pretty tidy start for the All Blacks. Not bad at all. That's where the game starts to get a little bit messier. Like, I mean, England, when they had their first chance down the All Blacks end, had an obstruction at the line-out. Like, Billy V got in the way of Itoje, who was the ball carrier at maul time, so that gets pinged. Then the ABs missed the resulting penalty, which is, it's a pretty cardinal sin, isn't it? But we've seen a lot of it this weekend, sadly. ABs happy to go for a lot of cross kicks. It was definitely a strategy. They tried it countless times. Well, you could probably count them, to be honest. But they went for it a lot. And New Zealand did look to have got a third one. If that one gets given, then it's maybe game over. But then again, if Papali'i didn't get his gift one, then maybe England win this game. Yeah, there's a lot of whats and ifs. But New Zealand looked to have gone over from turnover ball. Cody Taylor looked to get another one, but Rieko Ioane had done a neck roll on Owen Farrell in the lead up to it, so that one kind of gets England out of jail. Poor play from Rieko, man. You can't get rid of Farrell that way. So yeah, it's a bit of an escape for England, and Savi had smashed Van Poortvliet in the build-up. Van Poortvliet was having a tough time about this game. I like him, but he'll learn a lot from this game, put it that way. 22 minutes, New Zealand were living dangerously when they couldn't get a clean exit. And England, from there, able to win a scrum penalty. Their own one of the All Blacks props had their knee on the ground. England changed tack, opt for 3, which is probably sensible because they haven't had anything going for them. So 14 points to 3 after 20-odd minutes. All Blacks managed to stop an England maul, which results in a scrum, which results in a penalty, which results in a good exit. So All Blacks kind of able to wrestle the momentum away because it was threatening to go England. But then it just gets scrappy, man. There's not straight line-outs. There's offsides, there's scrum resets, there's knock-ons. It's tough. And the best maybe play of the game for the All Blacks comes just before halftime. They go through a ton of phases. They absolutely should have scored. Smith fires a bullet pass towards Jordie Barrett, but he can't catch it, so it's shelled, and it's a missed opportunity for the ABs. They end up opting for a 3 because they go back for an advantage. So it's 17-3 at halftime. Possession of the All Blacks, 55%. Territory, 55% All Blacks again. Clean breaks is 5-zip. Missed tackles is 14-1 to England. So basically the All Blacks have bossed the first half and they should probably be more points up than they are. Second half starts with an England penalty. They won it pretty much straight from the kickoff, so that's a good way to cancel out the 3 the All Blacks had just kicked. And then England start get going a wee bit, man. I mean, Manu Tuilagi has a line break, gets advantage, gets a tap and go. They go through some phases, but the All Blacks defence is able to hold and exit, kind of reminiscent of last week against Scotland. New Zealand missed touch again, though. Like, for goodness sake, man. You can't be doing that kind of stuff. Then again, I mean, Simmonds is knocking the ball on, and this pretty much leads directly to a try, which I'm thinking at the time, in all likelihood, is game over, because England aren't going to come back and score 3 tries. Surely not. Simmonds with the knock-on, like I mentioned. Simmonds wasn't really able to add that kind of zip, I thought, that he might get. But anyway, he knocks it on. From that turnover ball, cross kick to Clark from Beauden, and then Beauden just gets it to Rieko, who's got absolute wheels. Tuilagi, who's kind of side by side with Rieko at the time, goes for the ankle tap because he knows he can't match Rieko for pace, but he misses it, and Rieko is just absolutely gone. Rieko doesn't even turn to see if anybody's near him because I think he knows he's got this. So it's a wonder try from the All Blacks. Bad conversion attempt though. It's a shocker. It goes miles wide, and in the context of this game, we would have liked it to be a bit closer. 22-6, All Blacks, as I said, very comfortably in front. I mean, Jonny May gets a line break. Clark puts a tackle in on him. Telea wins a penalty pretty much straight away. All Blacks are starting to get under all kind of pressure though. But England just not looking like they're in a mood to execute. Like there's one where they concede a line-out penalty for like chucking Itoje basically across the line-out. So nothing's going right for England. And then Beauden kicks a drop goal pretty much on 70 minutes when Billy V's not rolling away. So 25-6. This game's pretty much dead and buried. But from the restart, Marcus Smith with a line break. And Beauden, having to cover him, doesn't release him, and it's a yellow card. It's a cynical yellow card all day long. Yeah, you may be almost better off just conceding the try, or at least tackle him, release him, go for it. If they get quick ball and they score, so be it. But you go for the cynical not releasing, in that situation, you're going to get a yellow card 100% of the time. And he gets a yellow card. So they take an age to look at this through the TMO. One of those situations where you put the kettle on and make a cup of tea to see what the result is. They first rule out there's no penalty try, but then Will Stewart has managed to get the ball over the line and ground it despite Richie Mo'unga's best attempts to stop it. So England get a try. Maybe they can get back into this game. There's not that long to play, but they are a man up. But boy, do they go relentless. They just flick a switch. Freddie Steward gets the next one like 2 minutes later. England basically just from the kickoff, wide play, great hands, every carry getting over the advantage line. It's phenomenal stuff. So suddenly this is potentially game on. Remembering Marcus Smith has missed the conversion from the Stewart first try. He kicks the next one. So it's proper game on. England look to maybe have blown it though on 76 minutes. When again they've got the relentless go forward. Ben Youngs puts a dinking kick through, and admittedly he's been good since he came on. Like his reverse direction for the Steward try was great, but there's nobody chasing. The kick doesn't really set up that well. Then England give away a penalty for offside, so it's like, okay, New Zealand should be able to exit here, but it's too long to run the clock down. Like the penalty count in this game has been horrendously high, so you can't run the clock down if you're New Zealand with like 3 minutes to go. It's too long. TJ Perenara ends up kicking it. He kind of dinks it into the space instead of whacking it for distance. And in no time, New Zealand are back on their own goal line. Like, honestly, England's attack was absolutely phenomenal. Like, where's it been all game? And boomfa, wouldn't you know it? Stuart gets his second. What kind of prop comes off the bench and scores 2 tries in 10 minutes? Unbelievable. Conversion 25-25. TJ Perenara limps off the field. We've still got a restart to go. I'm not sure if the New Zealand yellow card had come back on, but if they hadn't, it's 15-13 from the restart. But England opt from their own territory to kick it out and go for the draw. You might have thought, man, you got 2 extra players, potentially. I'm not sure if the yellow card had come back on or not, but if TJ's off, you got at least 1 player more. Maybe you go for the win, but you're in your own territory and the penalties have been that high. It's maybe not worth risking because Jordie Barrett can slot him from 55 metres. So, caution being a part of Valour for England, and it's a draw. It's a moral victory for the English, though, with that comeback. Goodness gracious me. Run meters 500 to 385, England. Possession 54% England. Territory 64% England. After those first halves, that's quite a turnaround. Clean breaks 5 to 7, still New Zealand. But the lineouts 14 from 15 England. Remember, they only had really Maro jumping the whole game. The New Zealanders 9 from 13. Too many not straights. Bad, especially when uncontested, for goodness sake. Run meters, I already mentioned. Tackles 106 to 161. New Zealand had to make more. They did tackle a higher rate. Penalties conceded 14 apiece, so 28 for one game, pretty high. Individuals, Jonny May, 2 clean breaks, 3 defenders beaten 96 metres. Is he still... Well, he's alright, isn't he? I wasn't back in the selection, but did get beaten a couple of times in the air, but still, Mo'unga showed his best footwork of the game, I thought, of the recent seasons. 8 defenders beaten a clean break, 36 metres. Savia, 16 from 16 tackles. Class. Curry, 14 from 17. Still pretty class. Marcus Smith, I thought, ran the show, and especially at the end, helped get England some good go forward. Congrats to the 200 cap boys in Farrell and Retallick. Neither of them loses in their 100th, so yeah, there you go. About to go watch Ireland take on the Aussies. That was a weird game. You guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.